go on after drums or another comedian?
Depends who's drumming.
Nathan Crothers.
Hello.
Hello. Comedian, artiste.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What
I'm
do you
unsure.
prefer?
I think I'm a artist who is using. This is going to sound nonsense, but my background is in visual arts, so I'm a kind of a live performance artist that is using the medium of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it performance art?
I would like to think so. That's kind of where I'm aiming to take it.
Yeah.
I think I got into stand-up comedy because there was like an audience there weekly. Do you know what I mean? Because if you're doing art, you have to do a funded application and apply to galleries and stuff, and it takes like months and months. And by the time you actually get to do what you want to do, you've moved on and you've forgotten about it. So I think with stand-up comedy, because there's such a big scene now at the moment, there's a chance for me to get on stage and play and practice. And
It's a very quick payoff.
yeah. Yeah.
You either know very quickly if something works or it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, instantly. I think also there's a strange thing where even before you say it, you can gauge whether or not it's going to work.
Yes.
And it's the strangest thing.
I think there's sometimes that you enter a room because you're a very unique act that you just look at a room and go, these people are going to hate me.
Yeah.
Because I've had that in rooms where I've just looked around and went, this isn't going to go well.
Yeah. Not tonight. Yeah.
This isn't the night for me. Ballywalter Bowls Club was not the night for me.
Yeah, Ballywalter Bowls Club, it's an
Yeah.
unusual space to
That's
to
back in
perform.
the day when gigs weren't such a good scene. It was pop-ups wherever
Right.
you could get it.
And what was the majority of the audience? Bowls players?
Bowls players, yeah,
Incredible.
who are known for their great humour.
This is really strange. I was actually on the a Bangor bowl team.
Really?
Yeah, so I lived with a guy whose dad played bowls, and because bowls is such an older person's sport, their numbers kind of dwindle quite regularly with
Yeah.
death and stuff. So I was brought in to play in in a final of bowls, and it was the first time I've ever played.
They were like, oh, what's your credentials? Alive?
Yeah, I'm standing here. And it worked.
Although I was mouthing off about bowls once, about how boring it is, because I'd seen like the championships on TV, and the girl I happened to work with at the time was like, do you know, you're wrong, because I met my husband at the World Championships of Bowls in Las Vegas. You have
Wow.
no idea what young bowlers get up to.
Wow. I know what the older bowlers get up to, and they love to cheat.
The young one. Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of because when you're about to bowl, half the team stand on the other side, and they'll kind of stamp their feet and they'll kind of move a bit and kind of distract you. Didn't affect me because I couldn't play bowls, but for a professional, I could be off-putting.
That's interesting, actually. I didn't know about that. So, comedy.
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Yeah, just the space to play, really.
That's
Yeah,
a good one.
it's kind of just to test ideas, play, try and see if things work, and if they don't work.
I think it's probably one of the more freer art forms, if you will. Like, if you can't do a gig and not know what you're going to do.
Yeah, that's been done. Yeah, I've done that.
I got to do it later.
Yeah, I think it's one of the art forms where you really have to start to understand who you are,
Yeah.
or at least what people's opinions of you are. And it's kind of shocking when it doesn't match up. And you're like, oh, I'm not that person I thought I was. I'm not kind of cool and hip and trendy. I'm just an aging older person.
Well, I think we're both at the same age now, where we like to think we're hip and trendy, and then we go on stage and people go, oh,
Oh,
who's this
more of this.
middle-aged person being annoyed at society?
Yeah, wearing Adidas tracksuit.
And then like a young person like William Thompson gets up and they're like, bada boom, bada bing.
Love it.
And we're like, oh,
More of
what the
this.
fuck?
Yeah.
Thought you wanted political satire.
Look at it.
Well, you started doing comedy when you did the course in the accidental.
No.
No, did you not? I thought you came out of that.
Oh, I know. Actually, I'm wrong. I did the course in the accidental. You're right. The final performance was in the accidental.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah, it was. Everybody was really strong in the class.
That was a really good course. Everyone came out of that. I thought, like, I was surprised by it. It sounds terrible. Because it was one of the acts on. And I thought, oh, fuck, it's a comedy course. It's going to be 5 hours of absolute balls, man. This is people going, ha, knock, knock. And you were all really good. And then I was annoyed for another reason afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck, I'm really going to have to try from now on.
That was supposed to be my first time on stage. Like, I did the course to kind of give me the push to be on stage for the first time. But my partner actually, it's just really strange, she kind of put me in for a fundraiser like the week before.
Okay.
So my first time was on stage was in the Deer's Head at a fundraiser, and I was on after people playing the drums. And it was really weird because they were on the dance floor and then they cleared the drums and I was on stage. So I had to kind of perform over the dance floor to the front row. And in the recording, because I recorded it, you can just hear people being like, shh, we want to listen. And people going, wait, and it's fair. It was both.
Do you prefer to go on after drums or another comedian?
Depends who's drumming, really. No, probably definitely another comedian to set up the... I think I need the night to be set up as like a comedy night.
Yeah.
So people know what they expect. Because if I just go straight on, people are confused.
Well, that's always the thing. I think this comedy is one of those ones where people have like variety nights and stuff. They're like, we'll have a musician and a comedian. I'm like, you can never have a comedian.
Yeah.
Because it's such a change of tempo, like, especially when people were doing sort of open mic nights and stuff, and they'd be able, like, a guy play the guitar, and then a comedian would go on and be like, hey, so my dick. And you're like, this is not right.
Not right.
You can't have it anywhere else. It only can do comedy at a specific point.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to follow, like a magician.
And magicians get lumped in a lot. They're just like, we'll have a magician on.
But, like, when they've absolutely destroyed physics, and then it's like, go on and tell you that one-liner about that thing you saw. It doesn't really, you can't really bring that energy back up.
I can't make anything disappear and reappear.
Yeah.
It's no good. Yeah. You did a split bill recently in the Accidental,
with
part of the comedy festival.
Jay Fitzsimmons, yeah.
Yes, that was very good. How did you find it?
I found it really good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Probably to talk to me before and after, that wouldn't have been, you wouldn't have thought that. But yeah, no, it was really good.
That was a great show.
Thank you.
Very much enjoyed it.
It's kind of, yeah, the show, I'm still trying to work out what the show is. Because I kind of, last year, I did my first solo show called Untitled, which was kind of like an amalgamation of every piece of comedy that worked at some point at one time for an hour and a half. And then I decided, well, I'll scrap all of that and go straight into another show. And I called the show Alive because I kind of thought, oh, that's funny because it plays on the title of a live comedy. But then what happened was it just started me on like an existential dread.
Oh.
And just like, what does it mean to be alive? What's going on?
You've gone too deep, man.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is too much. It's quite fun because at the time, I didn't really know what it was, and I'm still kind of working on it. So I kind of see it as more of like a sculpture where you've got like a big bit of clay, and the show is in there somewhere, and I have to mold it and figure it out. And
I think that's quite a good description of writing a comedy show. It's
Yeah.
very you chip something off and put something in, and like you're trying to form something along the way of performing it more so than anything
Yeah.
else. Like you can't just, it's almost never done.
yeah. That kind of came into it as well because the title has always been Alive, Work in Progress, and I think that will always be the title because I think it'll just go on forever until I decide that that's it.
That's it.
That's it over. I'm going to have to think
I
of
am
something else.
alive. I've officially
Yeah.
decided I'm alive.
Unless it kills me,
Oh,
which
dear.
is a great ending
Well,
as
then
well.
you'll be like a star.
Yeah.
We'll be playing your shows like, what do you call it, hyponymously?
Yeah.
Hyponymously?
Hyponymously. Yeah.
Hyposthumously. There's a smart person in the back trying to help out.
Hippos.
Hippos. Oh, that's all I could see in my
Yeah,
head.
it's a hip. Hippos.
Alive, not anymore.
Ooh.
Aw. Any hopes for the future?
Just general getting by, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really much. You know, just see what
Just gotta
happens.
keep going.
Just deal with what's happening now and then
Yeah.
the next
There's
thing.
a lot happening now, so we maybe should get over that.
Yeah, isn't there?
It's a hard way to plan for things when things are
So volatile.
so volatile.
Yeah.
Any minute, atomic bomb. This was positive.
Yeah. But we try to keep it positive for as long as possible. I think we do well.
No, I don't feel like any interview with a comedian is never positive. It just never is.
Head into the abyss.
It's just like as soon as Fraser Robb came in, he was like, I don't want to do this. It's never.
I should have started out with.
We are like the quintessential fool.
Yeah, it's that joke about, you know, the person goes to the psychiatrist and goes, oh, you should see this comedian. It's like, oh, I am that comedian. Is that a joke?
Yeah, it is.
It's a joke, isn't it? You need a laugh track for that, though.
You do a lot with your stuff. It's like, I do find that a lot of your stuff is just like a complete deconstruction of stand-up comedy in itself.
Yeah, it's kind of an attempt to not tell jokes, really. Just, you know, it's like to say stuff that is just funny,
Yeah.
but with no structure involved or no kind of. Does that make sense? I've been working on my show for too long. I'd say that. Yeah.
You've now like whittled just a big. We're back to cock and balls.
Yeah,
it's
just-
just a
this is
It
funny.
turns out that is the epitome of comedy is cock and balls.
Phallic symbol. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's. I think I kind of working towards like trying to show what it's. Yeah, back to my show, like the idea of being alive and what it means to me. But I think all I can do is kind of show or try and show or like a pastiche of what my consciousness is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what you're thinking and you don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm trying to display that in some way.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I think that's it's. I think there's a chance to talk about similar or mundane kind of everyday things, but I think there's also a way just to be like, oh, I thought that. Did you think that? Do we have the same thoughts? Does that connect with you?
I suppose it's probably it's a very personal thing, stand-up comedy, because humour is so personal. I've had it like when there's something I've thought's really funny, and nobody in the room has laughed apart from one person,
Yeah.
and I've been like, you understand?
Yeah, we're friends.
It was like, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Oh, it's made me weepy, but I've had a pint. Could be fear. Could be fear. Yeah, that's lovely. That is lovely.
It's not funny though.
I know, but it is lovely. It's made me all like soft and fluffy.
Good.
I didn't expect to get soft and fluffy with you.
No. Good. I
I
think.
always thought I seen you more jaggy.
Jaggy? Oh,
Jaggy.
I am punk though, aren't I?
Yeah.
You
You're the
can't
worst
say you're
punk
punk.
ever.
You can't say you're punk. That's
No.
ridiculous.
You can't be punk. As soon as you admit you're punk, then you're not punk anymore.
You're out of the club. You don't get
You
to
can't
be in the
label
club.
it.
Yeah.
It's like when I went to, what do you call the place in London where all the punks go?
Camden?
Camden.
I could have said anywhere.
I hated Camden because I was like, it's not alternate anymore if you're all doing it.
Yeah.
You've got a whole district now.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, let's be individuals together.
Yeah.
Let's go to Camden.
And they were mean.
Oh, bloody punks being mean. That's not it.
It was a personal disagreement with the punks of Camden. Yeah. Thank you very much. That was very informative.
Oh, no worries.
I enjoyed it. I feel like I didn't
Thanks.
give you much and you gave me a lot.
I think it was good.
Okay.
This'll do, won't it?
Hey, we're the Blues Brothers. We're the Blues Sisters. If you want to see comedy, come down to the Accidental Theatre. If you want to get tickets to that, go to accidentaltheatre.co.uk. Search the Accidental Comedy Club. You want to sing? Online? Online? Oh. You can see it online. You can see it online. You can bring your tins. see a lot of women in blue.